Cooper.
Marissa, a lovely young lady, will wed Chris, a rich and well-known guy. She discovers that marriage has 10 holy secrets that should not be shared with the other half when she dons her wedding dress and stockings. She is aware that these limitations must be followed, but more importantly, she is aware that she will be unable to resist the 7th secret, the existence of hidden desires and filthy games, something the wife is not meant to be aware of. She is wholly responsible for this. There has been a year. Marissa's life has been successful because she has a supportive spouse who earns a respectable income, allowing her to pursue her dreams. The girl sings at a little cafe and dreams of one day conquering the large stages in order to become a renowned composer and performer. Despite having a happy marriage, she feels trapped in life since her musical career would only end in failure. Marissa greets Chris, a prosecutor, with care as they arrive at work with her husband. She also runs into her mother-in-law at this point, who used the chance to tease her daughter-in-law and remind her of what a good wife should do. Marissa visits the park because she doesn't want to hear the woman's continual moralizing. She is attempting to develop words for another song while daydreaming about competing in a songwriting competition. The girl is plagued by her dread of failing, yet she lacks ideas for fresh texts. Marissa decides to relax by watching an adult film in which a guy smacks a stunning woman who is disguised as a schoolgirl. An influential guy who was passing by unintentionally saw what transpired and started to take an interest in Marissa. The awkwardness was increased when the man's phone rang, but he was unfazed and just grinned at the attractive female before walking away. Later, while strolling around the park, Marissa phones her husband and suggests they have dinner at a Chinese restaurant. Two close men are conversing about alcohol and personal issues at the same time. Whenever one of them uses the restroom, the second chooses to get to know the girl after seeing her. A drunk hooligan acts rudely and unacceptably. Refusal demonstrates hostility. Marissa is shielded by an enigmatic stranger who also makes the bullies leave the girl alone and flee the area as quickly as possible. In a private conversation, he warns Marissa about viewing inappropriate films in the park and takes her phone to input his number. Additionally, the dude offers to go to Corporal nightclub. Slade was so confident and courteous as he promised the girl an exciting pastime that Marissa didn't have time to resist or even remark on his behavior. The girl dreams in the dream that she had when dozing off in the evening of a big, powerful guy carrying her into the depths of the forest. When they are alone, he smacks Marissa as punishment for not coming up with a song. When Chris enters the bedroom again, he discovers that his wife is damp. The husband kisses Marissa and offers to make love while dreaming of being struck. Thinking that she had a dream about him, the wife's girlfriend makes overt allusion to this and repeatedly presses her hands over that area. Chris rejects all of these gestures because he is too soft and refuses to acknowledge them, depriving the woman of her desired outcome. Because Marissa prefers something entirely different, she is unable to experience the delights of love. The girl phones Slade the following morning, but hangs up as soon as she hears the first dial tone. She calls the guy back after gathering her thoughts, but she is cut off by hearing his voice once again. Slade is now preoccupied with his kid, despite the fact that he knows the girl has reservations and is certain he can convince her otherwise. Marissa's elder sister, who works for the police, pays her a visit and requests for assistance posting advertising. A short while after yoga courses, the girl makes the decision to discover more about the Corporal Club and looks it up online. Chris suddenly makes his way down to the ground level and tells his wife that he will soon have the opportunity to hold the record for the state's youngest district attorney. Chris can run for this post with the backing of influential individuals now that his boss has departed. The husband also reassures Marissa that their family is very important to him and that a kid would be a blessing. The girl wants to make music and see some successes before becoming a mother. Thus, she is not yet ready for this. The pair fights when Chris advises against pursuing unrealistic goals. Later, Marissa visits the club where she meets Olivia, a female employee of the corporal. Slade shows up, but she is frightened to enter. He convinces Marissa to put aside her worries and uncertainties by assuring her that she is safe and under his complete care. Chris calls his wife to apologize for the recent argument at this moment, breaking off the conversation. The girl hears moaning coming from the club as Slade unlocks the door. Marissa, who met her husband at work, runs, becoming even more terrified. His potential advancement in the evening receives no response from the girl. The pair travels to a cafe where Marissa sings and fantasizes of performing on a large stage. Liz tells her younger sister that she is 29 years old and that it is time to have a child after the performance. Because Marissa is more sensible than her sister, she won't indulge her. The female eventually sees Slade and starts to lose control. Marissa's shoulder is touched by a passing guy, which awakens her and prevents her from hearing what her sister is saying. The next morning, Slade contacts the girl and extends an invitation to the club while pledging his support. Marissa muses for a while before deciding to accept the offer, but the spouse is away on a business trip. Late at night, she meets with Olivia and removes her wedding band before going to the club. She understands that the Corporal is a club for women and girls with a variety of ambitions. Here, college students, stay-at-home moms, and mothers of several kids may have fun while keeping their private wishes hidden from friends and family. Marissa learns more about the club and meets Olivia and Valerie, who also works there and punishes the bad ladies harshly. The girl quickly discovers that this institution offers more than just pleasure. While many people lose their family, it may also change destiny. Vicious urges put one's family, profession, and everything else they have at risk. Thus it's critical to sense the edge and maintain anonymity. To some time, Slade shows up to the club, and Marissa learns that he owns the establishment. Slade chooses a passerby from the hallway and directs her to the closest room in an effort to catch the girl's attention. He lays the stranger down on the sofa and spanks her as Marissa watches. The girl, who has fled her family out of embarrassment, spends time with Chris, who has just got back from a work trip. She almost forces him to sit on her tender spot, but the spouse doesn't accept her cues, which enrages her and causes her to lose her composure, obtaining nothing she desires. A few days later, Marissa still doesn't feel fulfilled and screams at her husband. In a cafe, the girl begins to sing once again until she notices Slade listening to her. Olivia, determined to punish herself and ease the agony, follows the chef because she is envious of him over the new guest. Returning to the club, the lady begs Valerie to punish her harshly for her improper conduct and negative thoughts. Marissa bathes herself when she gets home, thinking about Slade while she does so. A guy phones her late at night and tells her about a party where all the women would be wearing school uniforms. Marissa swears to come to the nightclub owner on Saturday and be a good girl since she has faith in him. Marissa meets with her husband's family on a Saturday afternoon since one of his sisters is about to give birth to a baby. With a present and some effort, the girl attempts to win someone over, but Chris's mother makes an effort to encourage her daughter-in-law constantly. She questions Marissa's interest and refers to her as jobless since the young woman is over 30 and hasn't accomplished anything. Both radio and television do not broadcast her tunes. Brooke, Chris's younger sister, ends up being the only one to stand by Marissa and defend her from the insults of her family since she lacks a CD with songs and even her own website. Later, Jacqueline asks her daughter-in-law and other visitors to participate in a quick game because she loves to stand out and be unique from everyone else. She distributes flyers with images of flowers and asks the girls to find some of them with her oldest daughter. $50 will be given to the first person who completes this for their requirements. Everyone disperses throughout the venue as soon as the game begins, but Marissa stays still. She quickly learns that Brooke and Jacqueline are bickering because the mother is upset with the daughter's conduct and looks. But she is not especially interested in any of this. Marissa makes the decision to go to the Corporal nightclub instead of denying herself since she understands that she will always be criticized for her secret likes and aspirations. A female dressed as a school lad accidentally enters a club in the evening and feels a bit uncomfortable. She is still unsure whether what she did was the right thing. She gives in to Slade's attractions when she sees him and confesses to all the hidden desires that have been niggling at her. Man brings her into a room for amusement. Olivia is intently observing and seems anxious, but Slade is unconcerned by this and shuts the curtain. When left alone with Marissa, he asks her to lie on his knees before lifting her short skirt and giving her a severe spanking. Marissa returns home experiencing both the anguish and the satisfaction of the perfect deed as she examines the red markings left on her while looking in the mirror. Later, she ignores her husband's late texts and messages and sends him a note of gratitude for a beautiful evening. Marissa has the courage to complete and submit an application for a song contest because she knows she cannot give up on her aspirations. While everything is going on, Olivia comes home and spends time with her kid. It is now evident that she is Slade's ex-wife, still in love with him and recalling their beautiful married days. Chris goes back to his house in the morning and has a conversation with Marissa to find out what occurred and why she didn't answer his messages. The girl is prepared to come clean, but she chooses not to, due to her husband's challenging election campaign stage. He has also planned a unique present for their first anniversary. Slade and Olivia have a meeting where Olivia requests that Slade cease talking to Marissa. She remembers that the girl's husband would be the district attorney in the future, and that they might face serious repercussions. Slade doesn't want to prolong the argument, so he takes his kid and departs despite Olivia's protests. Marissa feels bad about what she did and knows her husband may find out. After meeting Liz, she requests her sister to provide her with insurance and an alibi. Despite being dismayed by Marissa's conduct, the elder sister consents to assist her in trying to repair the marriage. Olivia makes the decision to act independently and downloads video from the club in the meanwhile. Marissa eventually acknowledges her error. She tosses her schoolgirl dress in the trash and disregards Slade's messages since she has a loving, kind, and understanding spouse who helps her stop having unpleasant nightmares. Chris formally declares his intention to run for district attorney at a news conference on the day of the wedding anniversary. Like many others, he pledges to lower crime rates and work tirelessly to ensure the prosperity of his home country. A video of Slade beating the girl is sent to the girl by Olivia, who shows up at the meeting. Olivia continues to irritate Marissa and communicates with Chris despite her attempts to keep her emotions in check. The mother just wished her husband well, which causes the daughter to worry and be frightened of exposure. Soon after, Marissa gets a message ordering her to go to the restroom immediately. Once there, she sees Olivia, and is the target of blackmail. The prosecutor's wife and her spouse are all targets of the woman's influence. She's willing to let Marissa enjoy herself with Slade. But all of this will only be carried out with her consent and under her full control. The girl attempts to hide in the bathroom cubicle since she is not prepared for these circumstances. Olivia threatens to reveal her while she keeps extorting money. Marissa agrees after realizing she doesn't want to harm her husband's profession. After giving the girl a peck on the lips, Olivia turns away and asks her to join her for some fun at the club the next weekend. Marissa nods in agreement and walks up to her hubby. And this is how the movie ends. Please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Thanks, see you for the next one.